Hey, I'm Terrell Ferguson, and I was a Soul Train dancer from 1988 to 1995.
Get busy. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Now, they just let me live.
I'm born and bred in LA, City of Champions. My dance background actually is a roller skating background. I used to skate up at Venice Beach. Crew, the Teasers, Rob, Oliver, they used to dance with Madonna, my boy Greg. They were like, yo, after you skate, you need to roll with us and start dancing. And they just started working with me, and I got better. And I ended up touring as a dancer before I even toured as a skater. But it all started skating at Venice Beach. I used to tour with startup groups. Shout out to Misa, who was actually a Soul Train dancer, and then she became a rapper. Motown and MCA would have these tours, so we got to tour with the Temptations, Shanice Wilson, early Jodeci, when they were still just Casey and JoJo. They were singing background for a rapper named Father MC. He was on MCA, so we got to tour with them too. It was dope, because as a young dancer, I was getting out there seeing stuff I hadn't seen before. I wanted to dance on Soul Train because my mama and them watched Soul Train. If you from LA, well really if you from anywhere, you was watching Soul Train on Saturday mornings. That's just how you got down. I had to do some cleaning up. I'm trying to dust and vacuum and all my chores so that by 11 a.m. LA time, I could watch Soul Train. So I'm seeing Big Lou, Cheryl, I'm like, dang, that'd be kind of fun one day to go on there. So I just really wanted to be a part of that. And then I had a crew of dancers, Innocent Intentions. Before we did anything though, we would have to watch Soul Train. Even our rival dancers, Soul Brothers was our rivals at the time. They were Def Jeff's dancers, but because they were on Delicious Vinyl, they would dance with Young MC too. So they were like our rivals, and they were on Soul Train. And so everybody knew that we had to be on Soul Train because it gave you that dancer validation. My cousin is Leland Ferguson. Leland was already kind of a known dancer on Soul Train. So I'm like, I'll go up there, my cousin will get me in. And we went to, I think it was KTLA on Sunset at the time. Went up to the studio, stood outside the gate. I'm like, oh, we about to do this. We about to show these dudes how LA dances. And Leland walked right by me. I was like, what's up, cousin? Kept going. And then Eric Kasim, who was the dance coordinator, was like, I don't know about you guys, because we look like little street urchins. We had on our jeans and collared shirts. We was looking like Tribe Called Quest or Jungle Brothers or somebody. And he was like, you guys are a little casual to be coming up in here. Because it was still the time when everybody was suited and booted on Soul Train. But I was like, if you want me to give you what you want me to give you, I'm gonna need to be in my jeans. Like, I gotta get loose. My cousin talked to him, other dancers talked to him, because I was kind of getting my little reputation, our crew, for being in different clubs, and we put it down. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you all a shot. We would do our thing, and then he still wouldn't put us on the stage of the risers. Then everyone was like, yo, they doing their thing. So, all right, well, you can go on the risers over there. You can go on the upstairs riser up there. And then we do our thing up there, and people are starting to notice. I came into Soul Train with 3 different shifts of culture. All the dancers were doing like jazz and kind of disco and hustle, or they were poppers and lockers. And then the hip hop generation came in, and we weren't quite poppers, we weren't lockers. We could do it. We weren't quite break dancers, we could do it. So we just had moves. Technically, I'm a groover is what we called it in LA. Then our clothes, everybody was in suits or the baggies and the turtlenecks. We was in jeans and floppy collared shirts with flowers all over and wearing Africa medallions and ankhs and peace signs and all of that. So the music was shifting, the dressing was shifting, the style of dance was shifting, and a lot of the older heads didn't really appreciate it, but a few of them did. Like Big Lou was like, oh, I'm with y'all. I love being with the young folks and getting it like that. Our style of dance was anything from jazz and tap to straight b-boy and popping. We used to steal moves from like the Nicholas brothers from the 20s and 30s and old jitterbug stuff, and we would never like take a hip hop move. We would always take something from the old days. My clothes game was crazy. My clothes game was like Slauson Swap Meet to Melrose to Del Amo Mall. It was all over. Like I might get some jeans from the Slauson Swap Meet, but I might get a jacket from the Del Amo Mall. Like And then plus, my two favorite words back then was on sale or no charge. I wore some crazy outfits back in the day, but you would see people in your bad outfit and you're like, oh dang, not only did y'all copy my outfit, but y'all copied my bad outfit. I don't know how I feel about that. It was like being a social media influencer. Since we didn't have no Facebook and Instagram back then, that was our social media. Channel 5, Channel 11 at Saturday morning at 11. To me, the show was dope, Don was dope, but it was nothing more special than being in a Soul Train line. Two of my favorite moments, one was we were shooting Remember the Time. So some of the best West Coast dancers were in that video, some of the best East Coast dancers were in that video. Fatima choreographed it, and we had rehearsal on a Sunday, and the lines were taped on Sundays. So I literally left rehearsal in my gear. Luckily, we were rehearsing it like 3 blocks from the taping. So I hustled, hauled ass to the Soul Train line and did one of my best lines ever. And I was doing moves, not from the video, but just every rehearsal during our breaks, instead of taking a break, we was dancing, battling, having fun. I'm learning stuff from the New York cats. The New York cats learning stuff from me. So I took a couple of the moves that I did and did them down that line. My other favorite moment down the Soul Train line was, of course, my first solo line. And I was so hyped. I was just flipping it. I don't even think I danced. It was like flip, 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 splits, turn, spin, flip, flip, turn, spin. I looked at it recently and I was like, damn, I was athletic. Now I'm a little pudgy now. I can't do all of them flips and splits now. Mess around and bust my hip. To this day, if you go to a party, if you go to a wedding, if you go to a bar mitzvah, if you go to a sweet 16, they don't have a Soul Train line. It's from little kids all the way to your grandmama. Everybody knows the Soul Train line. So for me to be in the real Soul Train line, it's a special thing. Being a Soul Train dancer, what it did, it got me notoriety. But what that did was, you didn't have to prove yourself. So Soul Train gave me like legitimacy. If I go audition for a commercial or a TV show, I'm confident because I know every week I'm in somebody's living room. I actually left Soul Train because I wanted to focus more on my acting. I've done about 50 national commercials since then. TV shows like Family Matters, Beverly Hills 90210, Saved by the Bell, those kind of shows. Soul Train gave me the confidence, and it led me to going on tour and just being in front of 10,000 people, 5,000 people, being in everybody's living room. That confidence, when you go into an audition for a TV show, you're never nervous because, like, I'm on Soul Train. What I'm scared for?
Tell me why.
I loved being on Soul Train. The warm chicken, the cold chicken, and the warm soda. Don, not loving rappers, kind of looking at you like, you pretty good. I don't know if I like you though.
Terrell.
Being with my boys, I met my baby mama there. Just like literally, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again sooner. I would have tried to get on younger because as it was, I wasn't even old enough to get in the clubs when I got onto the train. It was like a family. Like I had my crew, that was family. I met my baby mama, she ended up being family. You met more friends, that was family. Like I still talk to Big Lou. I still go to the Soul Train reunions. Marco has dope Soul Train Christmas parties. Still go to those. It's not something I would change. And if I could do it again, I most def would do it again.
It's mine.